The last piece of this puzzle is that we want you to take charge of the way that you feel. You've made your plan, you've got these tools kind of in depth to go inside of yourself and put yourself in a place, in a foundation, in a pathway to success that can lead towards good things. But the last piece is to really be aware of what do you want out of this holiday season. And I would guess that if you spent the majority of the holiday season feeling joy, feeling loved, feeling love, feeling connected, that at the end of it all, you'd be like, wow, that's what I was looking for in the holidays. That we've all got this idea of what is an amazing Christmas? What is Christmas joy? How does it feel to really live this holiday season and be like, you know what, the Christmas carols are speaking to me, they're connecting me, and I just love how I feel. And we think first when we're kids, oh, it's gifts, it's getting good gifts. And then we find out, no, that's not really, that's coming up a little bit short. And then the rest of our lives, we've been thinking it's the food that we eat. That we go around and if we just have enough dessert, we can get through this. And yeah, it was a great Christmas because I felt good. But just instead of all of that, understanding this dynamic that every action we take, everything that we do, everything that we aspire to is basically for a feeling. We're trying to feel something. And if you think about any goal that you have, anything that you're trying to accomplish in your life, or any fear, anything that you're like kind of not doing, that you're holding yourself back from, it's probably because you're worried about a feeling. I'm trying to avoid feeling embarrassed. I'm trying to avoid the feelings of failure, of inadequacy, or I want to accomplish these things because I'm seeking the feelings of pride in myself, of accomplishment, of love, of contribution, of yes, I made it, I did it, of self-actualization and validation. Worth, value. Those are the kind of things that we're going after. We start to see like, whoa, all of our actions are ultimately to that goal. So those feelings, they actually drive our actions. But where do the feelings come from? Do they come from achieving things? Not really. They come from our thoughts, because we know people that have a lot of money that still don't feel fulfilled, and that have very little money and do feel fulfilled. So it's not actually the event, it's not actually the action causing the feeling, it's the feeling causing the action, it's the thought that's causing the feeling. Super easy example, if you take one of your loved ones, someone that you care about, and you imagine looking at that person sleeping, and you look at them and you think, I'm so lucky. I'm so fortunate to have this person in my life, to be able to have this person here. But, you're going to start to feel grateful. You start thinking about all the good qualities and how fortunate you are to have those in your life, and you're going to feel grateful. Now, on the other hand, if you take a look at them and you're like, man, I really had this expectation they were going to do something different. They didn't take the trash out. They didn't unload the dishwasher. They never do this stuff. And all of a sudden, now you start to feel kind of annoyed, or depending on how serious it gets, even betrayed. Keeping in mind that this entire time, all that the other person has been doing is sleeping. That all of your emotions are coming only from your thoughts about that person. So when you start to make that connection, you start to realize like, whoa. So the emotions I feel are the result of my thoughts. My thoughts are optional. I'm not obligated to any thought. That means that if I can see my choice, if I can believe my choice, and if I can make powerful choices, I can actually manage the way I feel, which will then manage the actions I take regarding, in this case, your eating protocol, but it could be even being present with family, connecting with people, forgiveness, all sorts of things that go on when you're coming, fueled with the right emotions. So in this last piece, I want to take a look at a real tangible tool about how to go through and start to take some authority over this process of thoughts, feelings, actions, and the results that those actions give you. The first step is that you need to become aware of what you think. And so if you imagine kind of the person that you judged, you made that list of, they should do this, they should do that, they shouldn't do this. That's sort of the same idea, except it doesn't always have to be judgment in this case. It could just be like, he's got a nice shirt, whatever. Just like sort of any thought that comes to mind, you want to just let all those thoughts come out onto a piece of paper. So there's some space on your pen to paper guide where it gives you a little bit of space to do that. Then you want to kind of check over the list and see if any of the sentences that you wrote down, anything that comes out, makes you feel something that you don't want to feel, stirs up some sort of emotion that you just rather not have right now. And so you want to take a look at that thought, and then you're going to kind of evaluate it. You're going to ask a question: is it 100% true? Keeping in mind that 99.9% does not equal 100. So if it's you're like, hey, this is mostly true. This is an 80% true. That's a no. It is not 100% true because 80 is not equal to 100. And so that's kind of your first things you want to check. And maybe even ask yourself, is it even possible to know if this is 100% true? Once you have that established, then you want to ask yourself, who would I be without this thought? Like, I can't get rid of it right now because it's a thought. It's a thought that I believe. I think that it's true. Otherwise, I wouldn't be thinking it, to the extent that it's making it all the way onto the paper and into this exercise. So there's something that's attached from me to this thought, but who would I be without it? What would it change if I just didn't think that, if I just let it go? And so based on your answer to that, you're going to kind of gain some perspective. Then you're going to ask yourself another interesting question that a lot of people just don't think of asking. How do I want to feel about that person? How do I want to feel about the holidays? How do I want to feel when I walk into this party? Well, at first, a lot of people are like neutral. I'd love to just feel neutral. Seriously, I love it when people say that. Of all the feelings, if I can feel anything I want, my goal is neutral? No. My goal is love. My goal is joy. My goal is peace. My goal is empowered. My goal is bold. There's so many good feelings that you can have. And so once you identify that, the feeling that's going to motivate all the actions that you really want to be showing, the being present, making eye contact, not being obsessed with the food, quieting the mind chatter in your head, and just trying to be there to connect with the people that you love. When you look at all of those actions and you find that emotion that's going to fuel that for you, then it's simply a matter of saying, okay, well, what thought do I need to think that's going to fuel that emotion, that's going to fuel that feeling? And then once you have that thought, you want to practice thinking it. When you're in your car walking into the house and you notice the feeling, which is just an indicator of your thinking. You notice the feeling of anxiety. It's not good, it's not bad. It's just a feeling that's in there. And that feeling is indicating that you're thinking a thought that's making you anxious. And so they say, oh, no. I'm not even going to go hunt for what that thought is. I don't even care. I don't even care what that thought is. Because I already planned my thought. I already know what I want to be thinking because I know how I want to feel. So that's going to, oh no, I'm thinking the thought. No, that's not what I want. I wanted my good thought. I wanted, the purpose of Christmas to me is connection with loved ones. And I want to connect. And okay, I'm focused. Now I know what I'm in here to do. Whatever it is that it works out for you that you're trying to motivate to go into that room, you're just going to remind yourself. And then notice throughout the event, if the feeling goes away, if anxiety rises up, or if a great desire to leave rises up, if you start to feel fear, if you start to feel angry, whatever it is, let it indicate, okay, what thought am I thinking that's making me feel angry? What thought am I thinking that's making me crave the food? And you can say, no, I came in here with an intentional thought that I'm going to think, and you go in with that. So that's sort of your 4 steps of how to get there. Now, would not be happy if I left off this other part. I'm going to give you a bonus for this because that's the way I operate in my framework of life. Whitney, not so much. Whitney uses a technique that we call hacking the F line. She likes to get into her emotions, get into her body, to get into her feelings, and just generate the correct feeling to go into that event, to go into that party. And so the way that you do that is, say that you wanted to feel successful. You just want to feel successful when you walked in this thing. What you're going to do is you're going to take some deep breaths, maybe close your eyes, go back to a time when you felt successful. You're literally just going to call up a memory, replay the movie of this time that you felt successful. Really get into it, really feel it, and let that smile come across your face, and yes, start to feel that success. But notice, how does it feel? How does it feel in your chest? Is your chest open? How does it feel in your heart? Is your heart beating fast, or is it just nice and calm and steady? How's your breath? Is it deep? Is it shallow? Is it fast? Is it slow? How about your shoulders and your neck? Are your shoulders up close to your ear, or are they down away from your ear? Do you feel tense in here, or do you feel kind of relaxed? And you're going to notice, what does this feeling feel like in my body? That's what feelings are. They're literally vibrations that affect your body and have a feeling in your body. And so once you kind of practice it and get used to the feeling in your body, now you understand that feeling. You've memorized the emotion in your body. It's like muscle memory, but it's emotion memory. And so then when you notice that you're out of that emotion at whatever event you're going to, you can bring the emotion back. And maybe it's just a few deep breaths and remembering that memory, or it's a few deep breaths and remembering, how are my shoulders feeling right now? How's my heart? How's my breathing? Okay, I'm back to successful again. You know, whatever it was that you memorized, whatever you practiced. So that's another way to do it that Whitney really likes. So either you're going to go to the thought, or you're going to kind of let the thought be subconscious. I mean, every feeling is caused by a thought. There's no way around that, but it's just whether it's in your awareness or not. If you go hack the F line, it's kind of like removing the effort of having to go become aware of the thought, and instead just using a memory when you already have it, letting that emotion flood you, and just being able to kind of flip the on switch on that emotion when you need it is it's a cool technique. It's a cool skill. So that kind of is our whole thing. And I love doing this. I love offering this because I love sharing with people what we do at Steadfast, what it's like. People are like, do I go in there and I learn to be keto? No, that's not what's happening at all. We're in here, we're looking at your relationships, how you feel about yourself, what's the source of your worth, your value, all the actual important pieces that are the engine that are running this, rather than only addressing the action of grabbing a cookie and putting it in your mouth, right? And so it's fun to show it, it's fun to teach it, and I love having the opportunity to show people that don't always get to see what the heck we do at Steadfast Life. So if you're sick of being at effect of your life and you'd rather be at cause, if you're tired of looking for how other people can change so that you can be happy, and you're ready to move from JV to varsity, where you say, what can I contribute? It's time. It's time to play varsity. It's time to move up. And so we're ready to figure out what it's going to look like to work together. There's two real quick ways you can make that happen. One is just to email us at hello@steadfastlifecoaching.com. Just say, tell me more. I'm ready to move to varsity. That would be a great subject line. Put varsity in the subject line, and we'll know exactly what it means, and we'll get with you on that. The other way is just to go to the website. It's steadfastlifecoaching.com, and when you get there, you can just go click a link that will let you schedule a free consult. And then it's just Whit and I on one end of the computer, you on the other end of the computer. We can talk, we can figure stuff out. It can be a phone call if you want. If you'd rather just get us on the phone, we can talk that way. And we'll just sort of find out what's going on with you and what brings you to us, where you're looking to upgrade from JV to varsity. And we'll look at how we can help you. We'll offer you some strategies. You'll say, hey, do I like those strategies? Does it make sense the way this is going to go? And if it looks good for us to work together, then, oh man, then the big stuff gets to start happening in your life. So we would both love it if that happened. Either way, thanks so much for sticking through this, putting in the effort. Good job. This is the sort of first step that's going to just fuel you and give you the momentum to take you through the holidays to begin with. Hope it's a great one for you. Hope that you achieve your goals, and hope that on January 2nd, 2020, you wake up and you feel just like you imagined and just like you were hoping to feel. We'll check in with you guys later.